So being more anchored in your safety state will trigger these impulses within you to connect to others. And I've found that for myself as I keep doing my own anchoring work, safety anchoring work, as I keep doing my own just, trying to develop my capacity to self-regulate more and more and more and access my safety state more and more and more. I feel myself having this impulse to connect. And I think I know I've been feeling that impulse with the podcast specifically. Part of it is I just miss doing it. It's been a few weeks. Actually, I haven't recorded something new in a couple of months at least because I've been working on building safety anchors. I have done my open office hour for people who are in my course if they want to show up and discuss or do a little Q&A for an hour once a month. I've done a couple of those since then, but I haven't recorded something specifically for you for the podcast in quite a while, and I've missed it. And as I've become more and more grounded, I honestly, I feel this impulse to connect with you all over again. I miss doing the podcast. I've missed creating stuff for you. And there is this like impulse to connect. Now it's kind of odd because it is a podcast and this is probably the least efficient way of connecting or the least connected way of connecting, I guess. But for me, this does feel like some sort of connection. I do get something out of this. And so I'm kind of following that impulse. But yeah, I missed this. I missed creating stuff for you. I missed you. I've also noticed that I felt this like impulse to connect with the people who are in my courses. And I kind of don't know how. The impulse is there, but I'm not a super social person. I'm actually pretty bad at it. And so it's like I feel this impulse, like I want to connect. I want to build community, but I'm terrible at it. I'm really bad at building community. Probably because I've isolated or been introverted and still am my entire life. And so my social skills are not super high, in all honesty. So I feel this impulse to connect, but I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And so what I did for the people in my groups for my courses, I said, hey, I appreciate you. I'm not good at this connection stuff, but I want you to know I appreciate you. I've also felt more of an impulse to connect with my family. I'm so proud of being a dad. I love being a dad. It's extremely important in my life. So I think it's a strength of mine, but I've noticed recently there's more, like I feel more of an impulse to connect with my kids in a different way. So it's not exactly something I've had a huge issue with as a dad in general, but I noticed recently, within the past couple months probably, that there is like this more, I want to build a deeper relationship with my kids. Like it's become, I feel this, like I feel it's just different. I feel it now, or I feel it differently now, I guess. It's always been there. But there is like a shift happening within me that I'm noticing. There was this moment I was with my daughter in my car. We were driving back we just signed her up for piano lessons. And we were driving back. No, it wasn't that. I had picked her up from a friend's house. She had done like a Stranger Things marathon, which is super cool. And I, driving her home, it's kind of late at night. It's just her and me. And I realized like her friends are just these like nerdy, awkward, preteens, and so was she, very much so was she. But I was like, they're good kids. Like, she has good friends. She's picked good friends. She's not with like this, crowd that I'm concerned about. Not exactly. And I felt proud of her. I just felt proud of her, and I felt like I need to express that. And I've told her I'm proud of her like constantly, and my son as well. So I don't have an issue with saying I'm proud of you. That's not it at all. But when you're in the car with someone and you're driving back home, it's late at night, it just has a different feel to it. It has a different punch to it. It has a different impact, right? And so I expressed like, hey, I'm really proud of you. You've surrounded yourself with some good people, and you're pretty darn awesome yourself. Something like that. So I've noticed myself expressing to my kids more often than I already was that I'm proud of them, or they're doing a good job, or that I love them, and I make an effort to say I love you to my kids every day, but I really don't want it to become routine. It's something that I've recently, I want it to feel more raw or more genuine, or more like I want there to be more of a connection and impact to it. I've also noticed a bit more patience with everybody. A bit more patience with everyone. I've feel my capacity to receive support growing. I also noticed my capacity to give support, unconditional support, growing. And it's just kind of cool to see that, these aren't areas I felt like I had a huge issue in, but to see it growing, it just noticing it and giving myself some kudos feels pretty good. I've also had this impulse to grow myself as far as my accomplishments, this whole business entrepreneur kind of thing. I am working toward doing more private practice hours, which should be starting up very, very, very soon, and less of the salary job hours, which should be starting very, very soon, hopefully. So I'm like pushing myself to take on new things, some new challenges, build more entrepreneurial independence in certain areas, and it feels good. It feels like I'm on this path of growth, and I'm just following these little impulses here and there, and it feels right. I feel proud of myself. Building safety anchors, I just completely revamped that, and I think it kicks ass. It's a very comprehensive self-development course, and I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the way it came out. I can't wait for people to experience the newest version of it and hopefully continue to see benefit from it. And I'm ready for the next thing. Like, I'm ready for building that next course for you. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. It might be parenting. It might be something around helping therapists to implement some of these polyvagal things into their therapy practice. It might be on helping people to get unstuck. I have building safety anchors, which helps them to build safety anchors, but maybe I need to build something that helps people to get more unstuck. And I guess just from all this, like, I'm noticing more belief in myself. And that feels pretty damn good. I feel more connected. I feel those impulses, and it feels good. And it's something that has been there, but very curbed, or very, what's the word? It's there, but it hasn't, like, it's been kind of dormant in a way. Or it's been like just isolated to my family. And now I'm noticing my ability to connect with other people is growing. And to be okay with it. To connect with people and be okay with it. Again, I'm not a super social person. I do just fine on my own. But my capacity to connect with people and be okay with it is getting better and better and better. Not better and better, but it's growing and growing. It's not a good or bad thing. It's growing and growing. This podcast is not therapy, not intended to be therapy or be a replacement for therapy. Nothing in this creates or indicates a therapeutic relationship. Please consult with your therapist or seek for one in your area if you are experiencing mental health symptoms. Nothing in this podcast should be construed to be specific life advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. More resources are available in the description of this episode and in the footer of justinlmft.com.